Hello, everybody. This is All Around Podcast. I'm Leo. This is my co-host Derek. Today we'll be talking about the UFC and the YouTube boxing. John, my bad, guys. Current events happening. So first, we'll start off with YouTube boxing. Number one, how it all started: KSI versus Joe Weller. Derek, what's your take on Joe Weller versus KSI?
Honestly, bro, KSI messed up Joe. Like he was talking so much smack. Honestly, bro. Like when I saw the first fight, man, it was crazy, bro.
I think the same thing too. Weller didn't even throw a punch. I think he only threw like 40 punches all 3 rounds because he got the stoppage in round three, right? It was round three.
I think
Now
so.
from there, he caught out Logan. They fought. Now what I thought was interesting is that they fought in the UK. Do you think in the fight, because they fought in the UK, do you think they gave the draw to KSI, or do you think Logan should have still won that fight?
Nah. KSI won it for sure. He took over. He took over most of the rounds, honestly. Cause honestly, bro, KSI has more mass over Logan Paul, more muscle, and I think Logan Paul can't really take that.
You're talking about the first fight or the second fight?
I'm talking about both, honestly.
Oh yeah. Okay, so my take on the first fight was everybody was saying Logan was gonna win. Honestly, I thought, even though I want KSI to win, I actually thought Logan might have upset it because it's like I thought it was like a welterweight going against like a lightweight, to be honest.
Honestly.
And that jab, and he just got tired round three. And if you watch the whole fight, I think I outsmarted him from round four, from round three all the way to round six. Now the thing is, what I always had a problem with is if 6 rounds, a fighter can win the first 3 rounds and the first 6 rounds. So I mean, there's a problem with that. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So with that fight, it led up to the second fight. Who do you think? Do you think KSI won because of the split decision deduction of 2 points, or do you think no, Logan should have won?
um, you gotta think about it like this. Yes. It kind of looked like KSI was just throwing punches, but if you think about it, he was hitting most of those punches, and most of them were rocking Logan Paul. So, not just with the two deductions, he still would have won the fight.
That's what I'm saying. And if you watch, it was like Logan was fighting to survive, not to
Basically.
let me just go knock this guy out. No, it's to let me just see what I can survive. Because KSI was letting overhand, the uppercut, and so yeah, I mean, but if we go to the scorecards, KSI actually has it, and he won basically all the rounds except round six, I think.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, either way with the two deductions, KSI was still won by a long shot.
And we're not biased, guys. By the way, we're not. We might
Oh
have
yeah,
biased KSI, but we like the fight. If we thought Logan would have won, we would have said Logan would have won. But that's just our take, you know. Now leading up to that fight, Jake Paul versus the Nissan Gibbs. You saw that fight. Do you
say it
think
again. I couldn't hear.
Jake Paul versus the Nissan Gibbs, that fight? Do you think a Nissan Gibb actually had more in him? Do you think he's just a bad boxer, or do you think Jake Paul training with Shane Mosley outclassed a Nissan Gibb?
Hmm. I
In
don't know,
my
man.
in my take, training with Shane Mosley, a five-time division weight champion. I think I might be wrong. Being said five, Hall of Famer, a legend. That's just killer, man. KSI doesn't have a trainer like that. I mean, yes, Jeff Mayweather. That's another topic. Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. Do you think Nate Robinson?
Man,
Yeah, no, he was bad. I
it's
told you what I
crazy.
thought. uh, You know, it didn't work. I knew Jake Paul was gonna win. Uh, Now KSI versus Jake Paul. Jake has already started rumors. He wants to fight McGregor. Someone
Hmm.
fought Mayweather. Cool. Arguably, people say Mayweather didn't try in that fight, and I'm one of those people. I believe Mayweather didn't try versus McGregor.
Honestly, bro, he didn't need to try honestly because McGregor comes from UFC and Mayweather comes from boxing. So Mayweather's already used to this thing. While McGregor in UFC, he's used to kicking, taking down, but like just all that overall. While the only thing McGregor has is punching, and it's something new to McGregor. So that's why he lost the fight. Mayweather won it because he's already been in that thing for almost years and years, and went undefeated his whole career. So it's like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And being an NBA player, being a boxing, if anything, boxing is one of the sports that's proven you don't. Yes, you need athleticism and you need to be a good athlete, but being this super athlete doesn't mean you can box. Anybody can win in a boxing match if they have proper technique and they're good enough athleticism. What matters is the skill. Um, you know, uh, Jake. I see Jake versus KSI, and I'm gonna say this. I feel like even though KSI says he's training, I'm saying Jake Piping is training harder. Um, what might hurt him is that he's stopped after the Nate Robinson fight. Uh, that might stop. Sorry, my phone. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see who wins that fight. It's gonna be over a year from now. I guarantee you that one.
Yeah, cause KSI's planning on like doing stuff after all this COVID ends with um
Music.
albums, music, what else, performing on stage, tour, like all that stuff. So that fight won't probably happen a year, 2 years from now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Um,
Well, going back to the Jake Paul Nate Robinson fight, damn, bro, it's crazy because everybody had Nate Robinson beating Jake Paul, and it's crazy because as soon as he got knocked down the first time, it was like, damn. And I think Nate Robinson got mad. He was like just frustrated, and it's kind of like when you first saw him fight, like as soon as it started and he ran towards him, you were already able to tell like he he wasn't he's not part of boxing. And then he got knocked down the second time, and you already knew that like it's over. But when he got knocked down the third time, it just looked bad, bro. It looked bad.
oh yeah, definitely, yeah. That's my take on it. That's weird. I view boxing as a thinking sport. Like, in my opinion, if KSI versus Logan won, if Logan had enough energy, he might have won. But KSI didn't have, so that's why you can't tell with that one because KSI wouldn't have run out of energy. But if he didn't stop the showboating in the first, in the for, from round two to one, from round one to round two, it could have been scary for KSI. Now Logan calling out Mayweather. This is something that Mayweather didn't took. Thing is, boxing is now being created into a joke, and I feel like boxers don't like that because of YouTube. You
Yeah.
get me? And I'm an original fan of boxing. You are too. We're very big on the sport. We don't, and it's not, and it doesn't bother me to be honest. Like, I feel like it's for events, but I feel like it would be better if it was for charity, for like this fighters for charity. These events. But I understand that YouTubers have to get paid. Like they're not gonna go out without a paycheck. So
Hmm.
um, so going back to the KSI dilemma, do you think this fight, the Logan versus KSI two, do you think him making $900,000 was an okay amount? Was it lower, or do you think he should have been paid higher because he won?
900,000, you said?
Yes, 900,000.
Um, it was a huge event, of course, because it was the rematch against Logan Paul versus KSI. But 900,000, I think they should have just at least picked it up to,
Million, right?
yeah, maybe a million, because it was a huge event. It was a rematch against Logan Paul and KSI. If not, I mean, if they didn't want to pick up the price, 900,000 is a good price, but it should have been $1 million because it was just a huge event rematch against Logan Paul KSI. But I think they
Uh,
should have picked it up a bit.
I feel a reasonable amount would have been a million and 110,000. I actually feel like the thing is, honestly, if you think about it, it's reasonable. He probably got paid a million and 110,000 around that amount, but you have to pay the manager, your trainer, your camp. Shit, a little bit of background, that's not good, but it's fine. Now going back to another topic, going to another topic that is very interesting. It just came out, reported today or yesterday, I think. I think it was today. Snoop Dogg creating his own boxers league.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Congrats on him on making that, bro, because I feel like it's gonna pop off. Um, People like when he's on the sidelines, commentating over the fights and all that. It makes people like, besides people just watching and like it's a good thing to get hyped and all that, but like at least have a little bit of laugh in between it. So Snoop Dogg adds that into it.
Derek had to step up for a minute, guys. So yeah, we're at home. Try to cope with us. We might have to step out for a little bit, but as Derek was saying, the Snoop Dogg fight, or I'm sorry, the Snoop Dogg, uh, sorry, the boxing league. I actually saw this coming a little bit while ago because he's really into the sport. This could be a good, this could be a good chance for opportunities, like for fighters that haven't had that chance yet. Um, you know, this could be an opportunity for people that haven't had the chance yet to fight or that want that first chance. And I feel like Snoop Dogg would take him because he's very big on the sport and he's very big on opportunity.
Yeah, and I actually that's a real good answer because there's many people out there like that they just want to be noticed, and they could probably go to that event and then get noticed from there and then go to the big leagues. You know what I mean?
Okay, so we're done with this first part of the topic. The next topic is the UFC, guys. We're gonna do either two or three subjects, depending on the video. I believe today we only have two, right? Two.
Yeah.
Next video we'll probably do three. If not more, depending on time, you guys again cope with us. We have our own lives. um, the UFC, the fights, the fighters. This is a topic where I'm very interested in because it's all about movies. Now I'm gonna question Derek on this because I think we have the same views on this. Do you believe, Derek, that John Jones is the number one pound for pound fighter in the UFC
Damn. Um, right
or
now
in
or or in history?
right now, or is it Khabib or Khabib?
As of right now, he's best of the best. Even though the belt's been taken away from him several times, sent to jail, he still comes back and takes the belt back, like with no regard. Just real easily, and it's crazy. And it's more crazy because he's planning on going to heavyweight. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yes, he's what
And
is it? He's 40. I don't know. He's
I
40, I think.
I don't know, but it's crazy because I consider him as the best right now because every time he gets the belt taken away from him, he always comes back and takes it back. He has
I
that
like.
killer mind. He has that killer mindset of no matter what happens, no matter what comes in my way, if I get sent to jail or about this or people hating on me, I'm still gonna come back stronger than ever and take that belt back. That's the
Yeah.
mindset he has.
Yeah, man. And honestly, it's a very tough topic because I can't. How do I say this? John Jones is a people underrate John Jones' wrestling. His striking is one of a kind. His wrestling, if you are able to out wrestle Daniel Cormier, an Olympic wrestler, that obviously makes you a good fighter and a good wrestler. Now, I'm
Yeah,
not saying he's not a good wrestler. He's probably the best. I'm saying this. Khabib is probably the best lightweight, for sure lightweight wrestler on the road right now, if not in the
yeah,
UFC. But this is the dilemma of can he move up a class? How will he do an upper class? Can he do, obviously I think Khabib has a chance. He's in lightweight. I think he can go up to welterweight if he wanted to.
yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have that same question, but I mean, like he said, he retired. It's really reasonable because his dad passed away, and he had promised his dad that he would retire with him, and he kept his promise. So there's nothing wrong with that. Um, it's kind of sad to see him go super early in his career. Wish we could see him longer and go up a weight class and like prove that he could do it on a higher weight class. But I mean, a promise is a promise, and he promised it to his dad. And I mean, it was great seeing him fight for all 29 fights.
Yeah. Now fighting 29 fights in the UFC, guys. I want you to understand something. Fighting 29 fights, people can say that's very little fight. It's really not, to be honest with you.
Honestly,
Khabib, what 30? He was, I think he was 30, not 31, 32, around there.
I think so.
29, 32. He can't be older or younger than that. Um, do you, well, Khabib in a boxing match versus whoever, let's say, Mayweather. He was almost gonna fight Mayweather. Do you think Mayweather outclasses Khabib in that fight?
If Mayweather would beat Khabib in that fight,
Yeah, I believe so.
uh, yeah, of course he would beat Mayweather would beat Khabib. Like I said with the McGregor fight, he's just developed in that experience. He's been doing it for years and years. Khabib goes there. Khabib's more known for wrestling.
Oh yeah, those who take down, that's his number one game plan.
So if he goes and he just can't go wrestle and he has to like learn how to punch, don't get me wrong, he's not bad at striking,
Oh yeah,
but it's just that he's not gonna be really used to it. He's gonna, he's just gonna have that. He's still gonna have the mindset of like, I want to take this guy down, but he can't do that because he's in a boxing match, not a UFC match.
the thing is, I believe, yeah, I mean you're right. But the other thing I was gonna say, this is our take, and I've been thinking about this. Do you believe McGregor fights Khabib again? Like,
McGregor fights Khabib again.
yeah,
I mean, a lot of people want to see that, honestly, but I really
I don't
don't
think so.
see that happening.
Not anytime soon, at least. Dealing with someone who is in your camp, and I'm just
Honestly,
saying,
even like later in life, I don't see it happening because I don't think Khabib's gonna wanna come back because, like I said, he kept that promise. So I don't think he's gonna want to come back. McGregor's probably gonna come back. I
Oh
think he
yeah,
has a fight.
yeah, he has a
But
fight.
I mean, this is just a new chapter for McGregor, honestly. Just to come back from the bottom
Like,
again and
mhm.
build his way back up to the belt.
Yeah. Now, quick stoppage, guys. We don't know how often we'll be uploading. We will try to do every 2 days, if not every day, depending. We are, sorry, it's a little side note. But yeah, that's what we were saying. McGregor was McGregor ever in welterweight? He was, right?
That was up.
Was McGregor ever in welterweight? I think so. No, he wasn't. No, no, no.
I,
He was in middleweight. Oh, he wasn't in lightweight. I know he was in featherweight, but he
no,
was
he
up
was
at
in the middle. I think
he
he
was
did fight welterweight, and he got a belt there, and then he
he was
went to
featherweight and
featherweight.
lightweight. Those were the two simultaneously. Um. So yeah, it's really about thing is in a fighter, no matter if you're a boxer, kickboxer, an MMA, if you're in any type of combat sport, you need to have that killer mindset. You see,
Yeah,
like now, John Jones, I think is the type that he will do anything in his power to get what he has to achieve in order to make him feel happy. Now, I
yeah,
believe no matter how many times you screw up, you can always come back from it. This is a topic where it gets a little bit controversial, and again, guys, I'm not biased. Just putting that out there. Um, the steroid. Do you believe John Jones took steroids?
I mean, I could say no. I could say yes, but the thing is, they took him off when they say he had steroids. Then he fought again, and they say he didn't have steroids, and he still beat him. So like, what does that tell you? Like, I mean, he still he still beat the guy with steroids or without steroids.
Now,
But if I think he took the steroids? No, because he proved that he could still beat the guy without steroids.
now, the steroid was turinable. Now, if you take it before the fight, let's say you took it a day, 2 days after, the steroid really, I don't think, cause I don't know, man. I mean, John Jones, John Jones is a world class fighter. He has actually let me pull it up right here. Sorry guys, I checking. Um, John Jones. It's I believe he was 9 and oh yeah, here we go. You know, he was before USADA, before the United States Anti-Doping Agency. He was 15-0. After the United States Anti-Doping Agency, he's 6-0. My take is, guys, he didn't take steroids is not enough. You get me? Um, he could have mistaked it. And this is the thing: you can tell when someone's lying. You watch the press conference, I think, of him taking the steroids. Like after the steroids, his response was so genuine, and he was he looked very genuine, like I said, and very I don't want to say charismatic, but very real. It takes a
Yeah,
man like John Jones not to cry. He was crying. People can say manipulation and this, but I'm just saying he didn't take steroids. Maybe it was used for the wrong thing, but it's like this is where I stand with Daniel Cormier. You can pass 100 tests, but you can't fail drug tests. You can't fail one drug test. You fail one drug test, no, you're out.
yeah.
Now Cormier, Do you think John Jones should have taken the trilogy, or do you think he won't beat him out of the way?
I don't know, man.
My take is Cormier is good. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He can strike, he can box. But I'm just saying, it's not enough to outclass Jones. It's not a no. Like,
Oh, of course not, bro. John
and
Jones is just a
not
different
that I'm
breed,
body
man.
shaming. In MMA, you need weight, but in my opinion, John Jones has proven that being skinny muscle, if that makes sense, you need to like he doesn't. You don't need to be big in boxing and in MMA, especially. This is scientifically proven, guys. MMA's gloves hits harder than a boxer's glove. That may or may not make sense to you guys, but listen, I did my research because I was really curious on this. It hits an MMA glove hits harder. Why? There is no. You're almost basically not wearing. It's just padding in a way. You get me? An MMA glove is
Yeah.
just padding. And boxing, the whole it's just, a glove is made out of padding. But again, it's not your full power. In MMA, I think it's 44. Oh my god, I can't remember. 44% more on the gloves. I saw it somewhere. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's reasonable. MMA glove right here. Huge boxing glove. So, in my opinion, as John Jones trains a lot with boxing gloves. Sorry if I didn't leave with that. John Jones trains a lot with boxing gloves, and I think he does that on purpose because on fight week and fight night, do you think he'll be faster or slower with the MMA glove?
He's gonna be faster because
It's like you're
it's
barely
gonna
putting
be more lightweight on his hands.
and he has an 82.5 reach. I think that's what it is. Now, if again, muscles don't equal power. You can, do body shots. In your opinion, Derek, what did DC mess up on in the John Jones fight?
Depending on which one.
Uh, well, I know on the first one, going 0 for 8 takedowns, I think that's what it was. That's not good. That can definitely hurt you in the scorecards. I know the scorecards are way stricter on MMA than they are on boxing. Going 0 for 8 on takedowns is just, for a world class wrestler like him, that's not, I don't want to say it's not acceptable, but it really isn't. For someone that's main skill is wrestling, you can't go 0 for 8 in a takedown. And if you go 0 for 8 in takedowns, you have to be really good with your striking. DC was really good with his striking from round one to round three, but John Jones was still like, dodging and weaving. He was still striking, so it wasn't enough to capitalize that. Round four and round five, John Jones wins. He wins by decision.
Yeah.
In the second fight, he wins by TKO. It's I think it's the wrestling, but I wanted to see your take on it. So,
The question that you asked was, where did DC mess up on?
yeah,
On the first fight, he he was super confident, which is not a bad thing. But he was just way too much confident that he was gonna just take this guy down like nothing. And like we said earlier, John Jones is not just a good striker; he's good at takedowns. So I guess that took DC by shock, and he couldn't do anything about it. That's basically what happened. The second fight, DC was just he. like I said, it's not bad to go in with that killer mindset, but just not go overboard. So he just went like, I'm gonna destroy this guy, but he wasn't controlling it. That's why he got TKO.
So this will be the last part of the topic. I think we might actually go three topics. If Derek agrees with it, we have enough time depending on the last part of the subject. The last subject is the women's UFC. Um, Now the women's UFC. Why am I saying women? The women's part of the UFC. You go.
Actually, right now we'll jump into it. Let's talk about the woman in boxing that knocked out the girl in 7 seconds. Now
There you go. Now,
that was crazy. She just went and destroyed her. I don't know. Maybe the other girl was just like she didn't know what to do. Maybe she didn't want to fight. She could have honestly just stepped out of the ring, honestly.
I got
But
experience right there.
she
So
went the girl that knocked out the other girl in 7 seconds. She went in with the killer mindset. She had fast hands, strong punches. You could even hear it through the screen. Just it's crazy.
um, Now that right there is a lesson. You go in the ring fighting someone who has experience, and experience counts. For if you're a guy, if you're a woman, and if you just focus on I want to kill this person, I want to like not like that, right? Like a metaphor, something like that. You're gonna win, and going 5-0 versus 18-0 in the zone. I believe it was. I can't remember that, but we were seeing yesterday. That right there, that's not. How do I say this? You need to have experience in boxing. You need to know who you're fighting against. Don't take a fight if you don't know who you're not fighting against, which is a lesson.
Yeah,
Um, no,
you got you gotta always know is that like how to put it. You gotta know when you're ready and when you're not, because if you never know when you're ready and when you're not, you're gonna get yourself in situations that that could critically hurt you in the future.
I have to step out for a minute. Derek, continue on with the subject. I'll be right back.
Um, we're gonna change the subject from boxing. Let's go into basketball and the NBA. The NBA is gonna start real soon. Um, I'm waiting for the Christmas days. I don't know if anybody out there is waiting for the Christmas days. On Christmas Day, Lakers and Clippers are going against. Now that's gonna be much. The Lakers got Dennis, and they added some real good players into the Lakers. And the Clippers, on the other hand, I don't know if they improved, if they didn't, but oh here, I don't know, man. I don't know if the Clippers improved, but I have Lakers winning because the Lakers won the finals, and the Clippers lost against the Nuggets with the 3-1 lead. They could have easily won, and it could have been Clippers versus Lakers, which everybody thought that was gonna happen. But it didn't happen in the case. The Clippers choked the 3-1 lead, and they were made fun of. I don't know if they took into granted that they needed to improve or they just slacked off. I'm pretty sure they didn't slack off. They took it into granted that they needed to improve. So we'll see on Christmas Day when the Lakers and Clippers go against each other.
Very quick. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So, thank God I was leaving while hearing the subject change. Oh yeah, definitely what Derek's saying. Well, following what Derek's saying, I believe the NBA is gonna have a change this year. I disagree, and this is my opinion. No disrespect. My opinion, they should have a bubble with their families. I feel like they have enough time for that right now to keep everybody safe in their family, to keep everybody healthy, and you won't go anywhere. I think the NBA has enough time. I think Orlando and Disney World would be, or in Disney in general. I think Disney and Orlando would be more than glad to help that out, working the deal with NBA. I feel like they should have a bubble, but I get it's personally draining being locked 5 6 months in a bubble. But I just feel like it would be better for society in all. You know?
Yeah, I don't think, here's my opinion. It's a real dumb opinion because of with all this corona and all that. But if they're gonna restart a season, they're probably gonna leave the same months as they did as when they restarted the bubble. If
Hmm.
not, they're probably gonna either not be in the bubble and they're gonna play at their home courts. I don't think that's gonna happen. But if they do that, it's probably because they switched the months and they have to go back to regular months and all that. But I don't think that's gonna happen because, like it came out, NBA had their most shortest season ever was what 72 games.
Yeah,
So
62. No,
probably
62 on the playoffs. So yeah.
probably they are gonna be in the bubble. But like Leo said, with bringing the family, yeah, they should do that. But some of the players go there and they say, "Oh, don't bring my family. Let them be home," because
Yes.
they know they're more safe there. But at the same time, they they're there to they're in a mindset where they're trying to get to the championship. Everybody there in the bubble is trying to get to a championship. So some
True.
might not want their family to stay focused, and some might need their family to be on focus. It just depends on the player.
Um, the NBA or NBA has already stated they don't want a bubble. Um, and that's fine. It's fine. But this is my take. If you look at the MLB, the NFL, you have teams having to postpone each week. You have, and yes, it's still going, but with the NBA having the bubble, there was no cases at all. Um, and the thing is,
Yeah.
with one player,
Not wait, hold on. Not hold on. Now that you brought that up about because the NFL don't have the bubble and all that, like the Ravens and the Pittsburgh game, it happened today, but they had to cancel like what 2 times. The Ravens had a case up to like 12 cases, 10 cases, which is
mhm,
crazy. It's like that's too many cases just with one team. They should start considering on starting that bubble and all that, so they could be more safe and to stop this corona. I mean, it's getting out of hand at this point.
and yeah, basically, my take for this NBA season is, they're not gonna have a bubble as much as I wanted it to. It would keep society safer. It would keep the NBA players safer. And it would keep people in other countries. People don't really understand how this virus is all connected everywhere. Wherever you send something off, wherever someone's gonna touch it, someone's gonna maybe disinfect it with the wrong thing. That happens too. Touching it with the wrong thing, it can all function horribly. And people are saying, yeah, we already want it to go away, but what are you doing to like get it away? It's not just with one person, but ending the subject. I feel like the NBA should make a bubble. By the way, I'm a Lakers fan, so think Lakers should win. I think the Lakers should win the finals. But
Yeah, talking now to talk about the free agency. The Suns picked up CP3. CP3 and Devin Booker. I feel like they're gonna do damage. It's like Devin Booker and the Suns before they got CP3. They were a good overall team. In the bubble, they were the only undefeated team. I think in my opinion, when that happened and they said that they're not gonna make it to the playoffs, just because of their regular season record is dumb. Because you had these other teams that they lost more games, but got to the playoffs because of their regular season record, which shouldn't have been the case. They should have just gone with the bubble records and be like, okay, we're choosing these players. The Suns could have been in the playoffs, and we could have seen how far they could have gone. But I feel like this year they start off again and all that. CP3 and the Suns and all that. They play as if the Suns play as good as they did with when they played in the bubble. I'm pretty sure they'll make it to the playoffs.
oh yeah, definitely. Um. Oh yeah, going to the next subject. The Chino Hills high school basketball team. Now this is a question that many people don't even know, and some basketball experts even don't know. Do you believe? Well, do both? I feel like the Chino Hills team in 2016 was it, or was it in 2015? I feel like it was 2015 or 2016. Around that time, were they the best basket? Or were they the best high school basketball team assembled? Not about time, assembled.
I think you could say assemble in all time, bro, because you're talking about they had like five of those players. Like there's five starting lineup or like three or four that made it are making it to the NBA. And even people on social media have said before that they're the best high school team to ever play because all their players that they had in the starting lineup are making it to the NBA. So in my opinion, not they're not just the best team assembled, they're the best high school team assembled of all time.
Now, I believe that too. And people, so somewhat flight Riaz, he said the LeBron team would have beat, the LeBron team would have beat the Chino Hills team. I'm honestly gonna say the Chino Hills team. I don't even know because LeBron, LeBron
as
was
a
an all.
right a- as a right as of right now, maybe because they don't got Lonzo and Lamelo Ball. And
D'Angelo.
who's the other player?
Now, if you like Lonzo and
Yeah,
D'Angelo would
they
have
don't have those.
someone would have they would have come up with a game plan to stop and neutralize LeBron. Now, my take, Jello is underrated. He can shoot, he can drive in, and people saying, he's fat, can't like honestly, that's the build that you want to have and someone at his position have. He's 6'5", he can dunk, he's athletic, he can shoot. And what people fail to realize is that he was the number one scorer in that Chino Hills team, and he was the eighth in the nation in scoring. In no, not eighth in the nation, sorry, in California, going against top 100 team schools.
Hmm.
And these are some examples. They blew out Modern Day. They blew out Woodhills Christian. Not, I don't think I honestly don't know, but I know they beat them by a good amount. They barely won against Malvern Academy due to RJ Barrett missing that free throw. Um, Lonzo had a very good year. Lamelo was an eighth grader. He was a freshman. Yeah, he was a freshman, but he reclassified to play with his brothers.
Hmm.
Um, you know, and I feel like Lonzo has
Didn't
good.
didn't Lamelo Ball and Chino's Hills pop off in one of the games? They got like 92 points.
Yeah, very. But that was his sophomore year. That was in his
I mean,
yeah,
still put
or junior
just
year.
put it
Yeah,
like that. Like to score 92 points in just a game is crazy if you think about it. And at high school, damn, bro.
yeah. It's in breaking national headlines doing that. It's amazing. Uh, Both of us are high school basketball players. I don't think we could have gotten 92 points, but it's all about that Chino Hills team was something else. Now, in your opinion, was LeVar the mastermind behind this? Was LeVar Ball the mastermind behind it?
I don't know, man. Because LeVar Ball could have LeVar maybe he was the mastermind in the behind it, but if the kids didn't want it, if the Ball brothers didn't want it, they they wouldn't been the team and the players they are now. They could have been doing something else with their life.
What I like the quote is that you LeVar always says you can't be one, you can't push, you can't have to be. Oh, come on, we got to do this. You got to wake up and do it on your own. Ain't nobody got to tell you, do this. You got to want it on your own. And some of that, believe it or not, that quote actually, even though some of you may love him or hate him, that quote really inspired me. And I've talked to Derek about this, privately too, on how it's impacted me. And, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. And I already knew this. And, but still, we need that, come on, like, we got to do it. Now, I know where my workouts are. And this is, I know where my workouts are. I know what to do on each day. I know how to get stuff done on each day. And that's the way it should be. Like LeVar has predictions and quotes, and that quote really goes a long way for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta be with you. It's like it's like a person told me, if if I have to push you to do it, it's not for you. But if you do something and no one's telling you to do it, you have something going on. Like that's something you should stick with it. Like ignore people telling you, don't do it. You're not gonna make anything about it. You're not gonna become anything in life with it because if you start letting that in, you're gonna shut yourself down. And like they say, sometimes it's not for everybody. If it was for everybody, it would be easy. But life is not easy, and everything has to take a struggle in order to get to where you want to get.
Um, I think Lavar's honestly with this Chino Hills team, and I think with their futures, I think he didn't necessarily plan it, but he already knew how it was gonna go. Maybe not go his way, but maybe go some way somewhere. Lamelo getting drafted to the Hornets, Lonzo going to the Pelicans, Leangelo stealing, and he still makes it to the NBA. Signed a signed in a million how much is it? A non-guaranteed deal. No, it was really good, and I made it to the NBA, and I was really excited about that because in my opinion, he deserved a chance. Um, but yeah, man. So how many
I
points?
mean, it's crazy. LeVar Ball had had told his wife that he had married that he and Lamelo's ball Instagram, he had posted it that LeVar had said before they were all born, the Ball brothers were born. He had told his wife that they were gonna have three boys and they were all gonna make it to NBA, and he achieved that. It's crazy to say that before they're born, and look at them now. They're all in the NBA. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, guys. With that topic wrapped up, this is gonna wrap up this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the topics that we covered. We will have some new ones in time. Tomorrow, I believe today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We will shoot. Tomorrow we might shoot a video. We don't know yet. This video will probably be up by tomorrow. Um, but today I think we covered 3 or 4 subjects, and I think it was, it was supposed to be two, but we had time left. So thank you guys for tuning in, and sure, guys, subscribe. It would really help us out starting this. And later, guys.